To make some final points about who you and I are, it's helpful to consider for a moment our history. Why? Well, for example, if you look at the history of a drop of rain, you see that this raindrop was just recently a cloud, and before that, it was an ocean. That history shows us that while we call it rain, there's a deeper identity there. If it was just a cloud, it's not really rain, it's water. It's a simple enough idea, but now apply it to yourself. Where did you come from? I'm not talking about mommy, daddy. I'm talking all the way back to the beginning, back to the Big Bang. You and I, or at least what we're made of, had to have been there at the beginning of the universe. We had to be here in some form in order to be here now. You may have heard before that we're made of stardust, which is pretty cool, but what about before that? What was there at the beginning of the universe? In the moments immediately after the Big Bang, the universe was so intensely hot that matter couldn't exist without breaking down. It took 300,000 years for the first atoms to form. At the beginning of the universe, there was no matter. The universe was just pure, raw energy. All that existed was just this one tiny ball of energy the size of a marble. What does it say about you and I that we came from that? Well, back at the beginning of the universe, nothing was separate from anything else. This has to be true because it was just energy. You, me, camera, house, planets, sun, galaxy, none of these boundaries existed. There was no difference between any of these things. They weren't separate. Everything emerged from this one tiny ball of existence. This means that whatever you and I are made of, so is everything else in the universe. It all started from the same exact place. You and I and everything else in existence are all just different expressions of that same one ball of energy that everything started as. There was a poet named Rumi who said, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. You're an expression of the totality. You're a piece of the whole. You're really not separate from anything, just as you weren't back at the beginning of the universe. You and I are one with the whole universe. You are seamlessly woven into the fabric of space and time. There's really no separate, distinct, individual self that's different from all the rest of the universe. There is no you. You are really just more universe. This, it's not a barrier. It's not a boundary. It's a bridge. Continuous. You are the universe. And you're an incredible piece of it too, which by the most astounding history of miracles has now become aware, conscious. You are the universe experiencing itself through itself. Right now, in seeing and hearing this video, the universe is appearing to itself, to you, as a human talking on a computer screen. That's not some abstract philosophy, that's just the truth. It's the facts. It would appear that the truth is indeed stranger than fiction. The reason that this is so important, the reason that I'm making these videos is this. All of the greed, corruption, violence, hatred, conflict, suffering in the world is the result of people who are trapped in an illusion, who are misunderstanding the reality of the situation. They're living a life centered around a self, which, ironically, doesn't even exist. Even our presidents, our leaders, our idols. As always, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please do subscribe for weekly videos, and please also leave your thoughts, comments, questions in the comment section below. Thank you very much.